In 1923, a British lord who opened a pharaoh's tomb suddenly dropped dead. And around the world, people whispered a single word: cursed. For 100 years, the curse of the pharaohs has haunted us. The idea is simple: disturb a king's tomb and death will follow. It's one of the most famous legends in all of history. Arestomotad tho elabcain her quotes, but is any single part of it actually real? Or is it simply the greatest ghost story ever told? To find out, we return to the Valley of the Kings, to the most famous tomb that has ever been found, and the strange chain of deaths that followed it. The real answer is a mystery of science, not magic. This is the truth behind the curse of the pharaohs. It begins with an archaeologist named Howard Carter. He was obsessed with finding one particular lost tomb. The tomb of a forgotten boy king, Tutankhamun. His digs were funded by a wealthy patron, Lord Carnarvon. For years, they dug and found nothing. Carnarvon was finally ready to give up. Then, in November 1922, a boy found a step in the sand. It led to a hidden staircase and a sealed, untouched door. Carter made a tiny hole and held up a candle to peek inside. Yes, wonderful things. Untouched treasures of solid gold, 3,000 years old. It was the greatest archaeological discovery in history. But the triumph would not last for long. Just weeks after the burial chamber was finally opened, Lord Carnarvon suddenly fell gravely ill. He had nicked a mosquito bite on his cheek while shaving. It grew infected and blood poisoning set in. Then the infection turned into pneumonia. And in April 1923, Lord Carnarvon died. And then came the eerie coincidences. At the very moment of his death, the lights of Cairo went out. And far away in England, his dog howled and dropped dead. And the mummy of Tutankhamun, people claimed, had a blemish on its cheek, the very spot of the fatal bite. The newspapers of the world went absolutely wild. And just like that, the curse of the pharaohs was born. Or taughtant education, with forcortement tales billing at all. The press needed a reason for it all. So a chilling inscription suddenly appeared in the papers. Death shall come on swift wings to he who disturbs the king. It was supposedly carved right above the tomb's door. It was terrifying, unforgettable, and completely invented. No such inscription was ever on the tomb. Carter himself insisted it never existed. Even the creator of Sherlock Holmes fanned the flames. Arthur Conan Doyle blamed vengeful ancient spirits. As more people linked to the tomb died, panic spread. Every new death became more proof of the curse. But the numbers were hiding a very different story. Because one single man breaks the entire curse. Howard Carter, I heard him say, the very man who opened the tomb. He spent a decade inside it, handling the mummy himself. If anyone should have been cursed, it was surely him. Yet Carter lived on for 16 more years, dying quietly, of natural causes, In 1939, the curse somehow skipped its most obvious target. Then, in 2002, a scientist decided to run the numbers. He studied the Westerners present at the tomb's opening and compared their lifespans to people who were never there. The result? There was no difference at all. The cursed people lived just as long as anyone else. Statistically, the curse simply vanishes. Most of the deaths were coincidence, quietly cherry-picked. But could there be a small grain of real danger? Sealed for thousands of years, tombs are not truly empty. They can hold ancient molds and sleeping bacteria. Spores like aspergillus, lying dormant in the dust. Breathed in, they can trigger serious lung infections, especially dangerous to someone whose body is already weak. Not a curse, but a real, natural hazard. The tomb's true danger was biology, not the supernatural. So why does the curse still refuse to die? Because we love a good mystery far more than a dull fact. A pharaoh's revenge is simply a much better story. The real magic was the treasure and our own imagination. If you enjoyed this mystery, subscribe for more hidden history.